My beloved child, I am speaking directly to you right now, and what I am about to reveal will shake the very foundation of everything you thought you knew about your life. This is not a coincidence that you are hearing these words at this exact moment. I have orchestrated every second that led you here because tomorrow, everything shifts. Not in some distant future, not in some abstract way, but tomorrow. I have been preparing you for this moment longer than you realize, and the breakthrough I am releasing into your life is already in motion. Listen closely, because I am going to tell you exactly what is about to happen and why you must not miss what I am doing. You have been carrying something heavy, something you thought would never lift. There have been nights when you questioned if I even heard your prayers, mornings when you woke up and wondered if today would be different, moments when you felt invisible to the world and even to heaven itself. But I want you to know something right now. Every single tear you cried, every prayer you whispered in the dark, every time you wanted to give up but somehow kept going, I was there, not as a distant observer but as the very breath that sustained you. Psalm 34:18 says, I am close to the brokenhearted and save those who are crushed in spirit. That was not poetry, that was a promise. And I am about to prove it to you in ways that will leave you speechless. Something is breaking open in the spirit realm right now, as you listen to these words. I need you to understand that this message is not for everyone, it is for you. The fact that you are still here, still listening, still believing despite everything you have been through, that is proof you are marked for something greater. You are not ordinary, you never were. The struggles you faced were not meant to destroy you but to prepare you. Romans 8:18 declares that the sufferings of this present time are not worth comparing with the glory that is about to be revealed in you. Notice it says in you, not to you. What I am about to release is not just external blessing but internal transformation. You are about to see yourself the way I have always seen you. Before I go further, I want you to do something. If this message is touching something deep inside you, if you feel a stirring in your spirit right now, leave a comment with the word ready and the number 11. This is not superstition, this is alignment. When you declare your readiness, you are opening a door in the spiritual realm. Proverbs 18:21 reminds you that the tongue has the power of life and death. Your words create atmosphere. Speak your readiness and watch what I do next. Now let me tell you what has been happening behind the scenes while you were waiting. You thought I was silent, you thought I had forgotten your name, but I was never silent. I was strategic. There were doors I deliberately closed because you were not ready for what was behind them yet. There were relationships I removed because they would have derailed the destiny I planted inside you before you were born. Jeremiah 29:11 is not just a verse you quote when life is hard. It is my covenant with you. I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Every delay was divine protection. Every no was preparation for a greater yes. The enemy tried to convince you that you missed your chance, that you were too late, too broken, too far gone. He whispered lies that you would always be stuck, always struggling, always on the outside looking in. But I need you to hear me clearly. The enemy is a liar. John 10:10 says he comes only to steal and kill and destroy. But I have come that you may have life and have it to the full. Not just survival, not just getting by, but fullness, abundance, overflow. And that is exactly what I am releasing into your life starting tomorrow. Here is what you need to understand about timing. There is Chronos time, which is the time on your clock, and there is Kairos time, which is my time. Kairos is the appointed moment, the strategic intersection where heaven invades earth. You have been living in Chronos, watching days turn into weeks and weeks turn into months, wondering when things would change. but I operate in Kairos. Ecclesiastes 3:1 says there is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens. Your season is here, not because you earned it but because I ordained it. Everything you went through was preparation for what I am about to do through you. I know you have felt overlooked. You have watched others get opportunities you prayed for. You have seen people with less dedication get further ahead while you stayed faithful in obscurity. That was not an accident, that was training. David was anointed king years before he wore the crown. Joseph was given dreams as a teenager, but did not step into them until he was 30. Moses was called at the burning bush but did not lead Israel out of Egypt until he had spent 40 years in the wilderness. Your wilderness season was never wasted time. It was where I refined you, strengthened you, prepared you to carry the weight of what I am about to release. Let me tell you what is about to shift first: your identity. You have been defining yourself by your circumstances, by what you lack, by what others said about you. Tomorrow marks the beginning of you seeing yourself through my eyes. You are not damaged goods. You are not a work in progress that never progresses. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. Psalm 139:14 declares. Every part of your story, even the parts you wish you could erase, I am weaving into purpose. You are about to walk with a confidence that is not arrogance but assurance. An assurance that comes from knowing who you are in me. Second, your relationships. Some people are about to exit your life, and you will not mourn them because you will recognize they were assigned to your past, not your future. And others, divine connections I have been preparing, are about to show up at exactly the right moment. These are not random friendships, these are covenant relationships. People who will see your value, celebrate your gifts, and stand with you in battles that are coming. Proverbs 27:17 says iron sharpens iron and one person sharpens another. You are about to be surrounded by people who sharpen you, not drain you. Third, your purpose. You have known for a long time that you were meant for something more, but you could not put it into words. You felt it in your spirit, a restlessness, a holy dissatisfaction with just existing. That was me calling you higher. Ephesians 2:10 says you are my handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works which I prepared in advance for you to do. Notice it says I prepared them in advance. Your assignment is not something you have to figure out, it is something I am going to reveal, step by step, as you trust me, and starting tomorrow, clarity is coming. Ideas you could not articulate before will become crystal clear. Opportunities you did not even know existed will open up. This is not luck. This is divine orchestration. I also want you to understand this: the warfare you faced recently was not random. The confusion, the exhaustion, the sense that everything was falling apart at once, that was spiritual resistance. The enemy saw what I was preparing and tried to stop you before your moment arrived. But 1 John 4:4 says the one who is in you is greater than the one who is in the world. Every attack you survived made you stronger. Every scheme that tried to break you only built endurance. James 1:2-4 tells you to consider it pure joy when you face trials, because the testing of your faith produces perseverance, and perseverance must finish its work so that you may be mature and complete. You are not the same person you were when this season started. You have been refined by fire, and you are emerging as gold. Now I need to address something that has been holding you back, and I am going to be direct because I love you too much to let you stay stuck. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of being seen, fear of not being enough. 2 Timothy 1:7 says I did not give you a spirit of fear but of power, love, and a sound mind. Every fear you feel is not from me. It is a weapon the enemy uses to keep you small, to keep you silent, to keep you from stepping into the fullness of who I created you to be. Tomorrow is the day you stop letting fear make your decisions. You are going to feel it. Yes, fear does not disappear just because you are walking in purpose, but you are going to do it afraid. You are going to speak even when your voice shakes. You are going to move even when you do not have all the answers, because courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is obedience in the face of fear. Let me paint a picture of what tomorrow looks like. You are going to wake up and something will feel different. You might not be able to name it at first, but there will be a shift in the atmosphere around you. It is as if a weight you have been carrying lifts, not because your circumstances changed overnight, but because your perspective shifted. You are going to look at challenges that paralyzed you yesterday and see them differently, not as obstacles but as opportunities, not as endings but as setups for what I am about to do. Isaiah 43:19 says, "Behold, I am doing a new thing, now it springs up. Do you not perceive it?" You are about to perceive it. Your spiritual eyes are opening in a way they have not before. People around you are going to notice the change before you do. They will comment on how you seem different, lighter, more focused. Some will celebrate it. Others will question it because your growth will challenge their comfort. Do not let their discomfort slow you down. Galatians 1:10 asks, "Am I now trying to win the approval of human beings or of God?" You have spent too much of your life managing other people's expectations of you. Tomorrow begins the season where you live for my approval alone, and my approval is not something you earn, it is something you already have. You are my beloved child in whom I am well pleased. Here is what I need you to do tonight before tomorrow comes. I need you to release everything you have been holding onto that is not yours to carry. The guilt over past mistakes, release it. The bitterness toward people who hurt you, release it. The need to control outcomes, release it. Matthew 11:28-30 is my invitation to you. Come to me all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. I never intended for you to carry the weight you have been carrying. Lay it down tonight so you can pick up what I am handing you tomorrow. Let me also speak to the disappointment you have felt toward me. You have not said it out loud, but I know. There were times you prayed and did not see the answer. Times you trusted me and felt abandoned. Times you wondered if I was even real or if you were just talking to yourself in the dark. I need you to know I understand your pain. I am not offended by your questions. Psalm 13:1 records David crying out, "How long, Lord, will you forget me forever? How long will you hide your face from me?" David, a man after my own heart, wrestled with feeling forgotten. But here is what he did next. He chose to trust anyway. He said, "But I trust in your unfailing love. My heart rejoices in your salvation." That is what I am asking of you tonight. Trust me one more time. Not because everything makes sense, but because I have never failed you, even when it felt like I did. The delay you experienced was not denial. It was preparation. If I had given you what you wanted when you wanted it, it would have destroyed you because you were not ready to steward it, but now you are. You have the maturity, the character, the resilience to handle what I am about to release. 1 Corinthians 10:13 promises that I will not let you be tempted beyond what you can bear, and when you are tempted I will provide a way out so you can endure it. I know your capacity, I know your breaking point, and I also know your potential. Tomorrow is the beginning of you walking in a dimension of favor and influence you have only dreamed about. I want to talk about the dreams you buried. the ones you stopped mentioning because people made you feel foolish for having them. The vision you used to carry that slowly faded as life got hard and responsibilities piled up. I need you to know I did not forget those dreams. I planted them in you before you were born. Psalm 37:4 says, "Delight yourself in the Lord, and I will give you the desires of your heart." The reason you have those desires is because I put them there. They were never random wishes, they were clues to your purpose, and tomorrow, those dreams are coming back to life. Not in the exact form you imagined, but in a way that is even better because my plans for you are higher than anything you could conceive on your own. Here is something else I need you to understand. You are not just stepping into personal breakthrough, you are stepping into generational breakthrough. The chains that held your family line for decades, the patterns of defeat and limitation, they are breaking off you, and when they break off you, they break off everyone connected to you. Exodus 20:6 says, "I show love to 1,000 generations of those who love me and keep my commandments." Your obedience right now is setting your children and your children's children free. You are not just changing your story, you are rewriting your family's legacy. Some of you are hearing this, and you feel unqualified. You are looking at your past and thinking, how can God use someone like me? I have made too many mistakes. I have failed too many times. I am too broken, too flawed, too ordinary. Let me remind you of something. I do not call the qualified. I qualify the called. Moses had a speech impediment. David was an adulterer and murderer. Peter denied me 3 times. Paul persecuted the church before I transformed him into its greatest missionary. I specialize in using broken vessels because my power is made perfect in weakness. 2 Corinthians 12-9. Your flaws do not disqualify you. They position you to display my glory in a way that perfection never could. Tomorrow, when you step into this new season, you might face immediate resistance. Do not be surprised. Every breakthrough comes with a battle, but I need you to remember this: the battle is not yours, it is mine. 2 Chronicles 20:15 says, "Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the battle is not yours but God's." Your job is not to fight in your own strength. Your job is to stand firm, to worship in the warfare, to declare my promises even when circumstances say otherwise. And as you do, you will see me fight for you in ways that leave no doubt it was my hand and not your effort. I also want to speak about the provision that is coming. Some of you have been in financial struggle for so long you stopped believing things could change. You have prayed for breakthrough, worked harder than anyone around you, and still felt like you were stuck. Tomorrow marks a shift in your finances, not because you will suddenly make more money, though that may happen, but because I am about to open doors of opportunity you did not even know existed. Philippians 4:19 promises that I will meet all your needs according to the riches of my glory in Christ Jesus. Notice, it does not say some of your needs. It says all of them, and my resources are unlimited. What looks impossible to you is simple for me, but I need to be clear about something. The provision is not just about you having more. It is about you being positioned to give more. Luke 6:38 says, "Give, and it will be given to you, a good measure, pressed down, shaken together and running over." I am increasing you not so you can hoard but so you can be a conduit of blessing to others. When you understand that everything I give you is meant to flow through you, not just to you, you step into a level of abundance that never runs dry. You are about to become a source of hope, provision, and encouragement to people who are where you used to be. Let me also address the loneliness you have felt. You have been walking this journey feeling isolated, like no one truly understands what you are going through. That is about to change. I am connecting you with a community, a tribe of people who speak your language, who get your calling, who will run with you, not from you. Hebrews 10:24-25 says, "Let us consider how we may spur one another on toward love and good deeds, not giving up meeting together as some are in the habit of doing, but encouraging one another. You are not meant to do life alone, and tomorrow begins the season where isolation ends and kingdom connection begins." Now I want to talk about your voice. For too long, you have been silent. You have had something to say, a message burning inside you, but you stayed quiet because you feared judgment, rejection, or insignificance. Tomorrow is the day you start speaking, not with arrogance but with authority, not to prove anything but to obey me. Isaiah 61:1 says, "The Spirit of the Sovereign Lord is on me because the Lord has anointed me to proclaim good news to the poor." You are anointed to speak life, to bring hope, to declare truth, and when you open your mouth, my Spirit will give you the words. People need to hear what I have given you. Your silence is costing them their breakthrough. I am also breaking the spirit of comparison off your life. You have been measuring yourself against others, looking at their timeline and feeling behind, looking at their success and feeling inadequate. That stops tomorrow. 2 Corinthians 10:12 warns against comparing yourself to others. Your race is not their race. Your pace is not their pace. I designed you uniquely, and your journey will not look like anyone else's. Stop trying to replicate someone else's path and start walking the one I carved specifically for you. When you do, you will discover that what you thought was delay was actually divine alignment. Let me tell you about the doors that are about to open. Some of them you have been knocking on for years, and it felt like they would never budge. Others you do not even know exist yet, but Revelation 3:8 says, "Behold, I have placed before you an open door that no one can shut." When I open a door, it does not matter who opposes you, who doubts you, or who tries to block you. My yes overrides every human no. And starting tomorrow, you are going to walk through doors you never imagined possible. Education, career, ministry, relationships, creative opportunities. I am positioning you in rooms where your name was spoken before you ever arrived, but here is what you need to know about these new doors. They will require a new level of you. You cannot bring old mindsets into new seasons. You cannot bring old habits into new territories. Romans 12:2 says, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." Transformation is not optional if you want to sustain what I am giving you. Tomorrow is not just about receiving blessing, it is about becoming the person who can steward blessing without losing yourself in it. I need to prepare you for something else. As you rise, some people will celebrate you, but others will criticize you, not because you did anything wrong but because your growth highlights their stagnation. Do not let their voices drown out mine. Matthew 5:11-12 says, "Blessed are you when people insult you, persecute you, and falsely say all kinds of evil against you because of me. Rejoice and be glad, because great is your reward in heaven." Opposition is often confirmation you are moving in the right direction. Keep going anyway. I also want to address the shame you have been carrying, shame over past sin, shame over failures, shame over things done to you that were never your fault. Shame is not from me. Romans 8:1 declares, "There is now no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus." I do not see you through the lens of your past. I see you through the lens of the cross, and when I look at you, I see someone washed clean, made new, declared righteous. Tomorrow is the day you stop living like a forgiven sinner, and start living like a beloved child. There is a massive difference, and it changes everything. One more thing before I finish. I need you to prepare your heart to receive what I am about to do. Sometimes the hardest part of breakthrough is not the waiting but the receiving. You have been conditioned to struggle, to earn, to fight for scraps. And now I am about to pour out abundance, and you might feel uncomfortable receiving it, you might feel unworthy. But worthiness is not the issue, relationship is. You are my child. And I love giving good gifts to my children, Matthew 7:11. So when tomorrow comes and doors start opening, when provision starts flowing, when connections start happening, do not shrink back. Do not disqualify yourself. Receive it with gratitude and steward it with humility. Tomorrow is here. Not someday, not eventually. Tomorrow. And when you wake up, I need you to do 3 things. First, thank me before you see the evidence. Gratitude positions you to receive. Second, speak my promises out loud. Your voice has authority, use it. Third, move. Do not wait until everything is perfect. Take one step in obedience, and I will meet you there. This is your moment, this is your time, and I am more excited about your tomorrow than you are. Now go rest, because when you wake up everything changes.